Hello, I'm Yaya, and today's video will cover the topic of making friends and why I believe it's important in an overfishing setting. There's a Discord server called the Overfishing server in which people can meet other overfishers, play with them, and talk about the game. In that very same server, you can also organize game sessions with people through the act of scheduling, which is called, well, scheduling? Yeah, it's not really original. Anyways, it sounds pretty cool, right? Setting a time and space for people and seeing them meet up to play with you is super exciting. But it's not always easy for everyone to go through the steps of scheduling. Some people are really shy, others just don't have the time. Some of us just don't have the opportunity to organize sessions because of real life stuff happening to us. That's why making friends is like super important. The more friends you make, the more opportunities you will open up for yourself and others. If you know a lot of people, that means more people you can invite to your session and a higher likelihood of getting invited to other sessions as well. A new friend is a win for everyone. Salmon Run is super cool because it's a group effort. That means you have to play with other people, obviously. It's easy when it comes to freelance, because all you have to do is quit the game and press A to start a shift with people you've probably never played with before. What about overfishing though? It gets a little bit more complicated. There aren't a billion overfishing communities. There's a few overseas community servers and groups, but the one I'm going to be talking about in this video is the English overfishing community. That's the one I hang out in the most anyway. After joining a new server, there's a lot of new faces and tons of people with months, sometimes years of experience under their belts. Lots of different people, each with their unique vibes, interests, skill sets, whatever. Just, they're all different. Thus, it can be pretty intimidating, but worry not. The large majority of the overfishing community is actually very cool and is even willing to help newcomers with resources, opportunities to play, and general group efforts toward making the community more welcoming. I also want to emphasize that it's okay to lurk and take your time before interacting with the community. Everyone's been there at some point. Understanding a server's culture, tone, and etiquette helps a lot with matching the vibe and, fitting in. It's pretty hard to join a server and get acquainted with everyone instantly, so don't rush things. It's totally normal to be shy after all. Being authentic is important too. Don't pretend to be someone you're not, and don't overdo it either. People will appreciate you for who you are when they learn more about you. Talking to people can be tough, especially for those with social anxiety or those who are neurodivergent. Fear of judgment is a pretty big problem as it triggers stress and self-monitoring, which is very, very bad for your mental health. You don't want to have to feel like you're walking on eggshells every time you interact with people. With lack of tone indicators and discussion online being a bit confusing, it's totally understandable to be afraid of meeting new people in the community at first. But even just saying hi from time to time or sending a video about a topic you like can get you closer to feeling like you're fitting in. It's easier said than done though, but most people are very nice and awesome, so I'm sure you won't struggle with, fitting in. In the context of overfishing, talking to people is even harder because there's often social dynamics at play because of skill differences and stuff. It can be pretty scary to ask an experienced player if they'd like to play, for example. Really, the worst that can be said is no, and I mean that. Of course, most people will give you a justification outside declining, but don't take it personally if you do get declined without one. People can be busy or have scheduled stuff prior to your demand with other players, and that's out of your control. Finding a group or player you vibe with to play with them in the future is a good strategy to be able to play with a set of people in the future. But that's easier said than done. Like I said before, some people struggle a lot with taking the initiative or fear communicating with people they don't know for a personal reason, which is totally okay, and that's why I'm gonna suggest a few things. How about taking the first step by sending a friend request to someone you've played with before? If you're done playing with someone after a session, whether it be via pickup, so basically through FG pings, or because of scheduling shenanigans, sending a friend request can help you make sure that you get back to someone without it feeling too awkward or scary. Assuming the other person said, accept Friend requests. Most people don't turn down friend requests if you play with them, so there shouldn't be a problem. People are pretty cool about that kind of stuff. Approaching people can be pretty hard, so don't pressure yourself though. Scheduling isn't required to have fun with overfishing, it's just a helpful practice to have under your belt if you want to branch out to more people or hang out with people you know during your sessions. Once again, you'll never have to play with people or interact with them if you don't want to. Lurking in the LFG channels, getting a feel of how people interact together or how stuff works in the server simply by looking from a distance is fine too. Meeting people online is all about taking things at your own pace. The more you interact with people, the more you will step out of your comfort zone and the more comfortable you will get with people with asking people to play with you. You'll also make new friends along the way, so that's pretty cool. There's also the OFS mixers hosted by Fish, which are events that usually last for a few hours. The point of these events is to get matched with other players for an hour or two depending on the length of these events, and the mood is very chill during these mixers because people play purely for fun and without any expectations, so go check those out when they happen. It's a neat way to interact with more players. The link for the overfishing server will be in the description of this video. To conclude, most people are very flattered when they get invited to your sessions because scheduling anxiety is a very common thing in this community. So inviting someone could be a good idea to play with them in the future. There's a lot of ways to meet people and you don't have to stick with this suggestion though. Overfishing without friends can lead to a harder time with improvement, keeping up with morale, and even reducing your general enjoyment of the game. Thanks a lot for listening and I hope this was helpful.